Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for listening in. This first episode is going to be all about how I got started in real estate and why I am qualified to talk about entrepreneurship, motherhood, and everything related to real estate. So let's dive in. Welcome to Roots and Roofs, where we explore the intersection of motherhood and entrepreneurship in the real estate world. I am your host, Mackenzie Shelton. Join us as we dive into the unique journey of balancing family life with owning a thriving real estate business. Each episode, we will uncover inspiring stories, practical tips, mindset conversations, and expert insights from others who are carving their paths in the real estate industry. Whether you are a seasoned realtor, a prospective buyer, or simply curious about the dynamics of managing both home and career, Roots and Roofs is your go-to podcast for heartfelt discussions and invaluable advice. Tune in and discover how these incredible women are building deep roots from the ground up while nurturing their families under the same roof. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is our very first episode of Roots and Roofs, and I am just so excited to start this amazing podcast. I really hope that it will bring a lot of inspiration and positivity to your life, especially if you are a mom and working in the real estate industry. So, just a little bit of background about me. I have been in the real estate industry for approximately 15 years. I actually originally got started as a leasing consultant for an apartment complex way back in 2010. And from there, I quickly realized that I really loved working a commission structured job. And so I took a couple more jobs in property management and actually ended up landing at a small brokerage in a suburb outside of Omaha, Nebraska. And with that job, I learned a ton about the real estate industry. However, at that time, I was actually going back to school for nursing and was dating my now husband. And while we were in the throes, I got my CNA license. My husband actually came to me and said, I know you're going back to school for nursing and that's great and everything, but I really think that you should go and get your real estate license. You work for a real estate brokerage. You could potentially make a lot of money. I think it would make a lot more sense than getting a nursing degree. And at first, I was very adamant that I did not want to do that. I saw what real estate agents in my office were having to do every day, and I just wasn't really interested in any of that. However, after really careful consideration, a lot of prayer and thought about it, it really did make sense for me to get into this industry. I was always a self-starter, self-motivator, and that is something that is really required to become a successful real estate agent. So I got my license in 2014. And very shortly after that, my husband and I actually bought our very first home. So that was my very first sale in real estate. And my very first year in real estate, first full year, I did manage to sell 8 houses, which is 4 times above what the it is for the very first year in real estate. The average agent usually sells about 2 houses a year. So I was pretty proud of myself. I wasn't making a ton of money, but I was feeling like I could maybe make a career out of this. And at the time, we had 2 small children that were going into kindergarten and second grade. And so I kind of just assumed I would do this somewhat part-time. My husband was a full-time plumber at that time. And so the whole dynamic just kind of made a lot of sense for our family. But what I very quickly realized was that I kind of couldn't stop the momentum, and helping people was a huge passion of mine. And so I very quickly, within 4 years in the industry, went from selling 8 houses my very first year to selling 32 houses my fourth year in the business. And it just continued to grow from there. In 2019, I actually started my real estate team, And within basically 4 years, we were not only able to be profitable, but I have been able to actually kind of slow down on my individual production so that I can focus more on helping my team members with what they are trying to accomplish. So that's a little bit of background about me. What I really wanted to kind of talk about today was why I am qualified to talk about this. First of all, I am a mom of four. I have three boys that are 16, 14, and 7. And then I have a daughter who is almost 3. So been momming for quite a while now and have navigated all of the trials, tribulations, hardships, successes, celebrations that come with motherhood. And on top of having a real estate business, my husband and I actually own a couple businesses together. So we own a business where we flip homes and then we also buy rental properties. And so we have kind of an umbrella company for that. And then we also are somewhat new into the farming industry. So very small scale farming, raising cattle, vegetables, having an orchard, things of that nature. I have made all of the possible mistakes that you could think of and more probably. So really the goal of this podcast is to help you navigate the stressors and the hardships that come with entrepreneurship and being a mom, but maybe to make less mistakes than I have, because hopefully I can impart some wisdom and some guidance based on just the experiences that I've had in this industry. One of the biggest goals that I've always had with any business that we've started, especially my real estate business, is to not only help the clients that we serve, but also to help the people that we are employing and the agents that are on my team. That is one of the biggest joys that has kind of come out of starting a real estate team that I wasn't really anticipating when I started my real estate team, that I would really love and appreciate the opportunity to help agents go from, doing 0 transactions as a brand new agent to making 6 figures a year in this career. And or taking an agent that we actually have on our team right now. She was working in healthcare full time and doing real estate part time, and we were able to help her get to a place where she could quit her full time job and do real estate full time, and again make 6 figures a year, make a very good living off of that. So those are the things that I really want to kind of hit home in these podcast episodes. And so I hope that this has kind of incentivized you enough to keep listening in future weeks. Thank you so much for listening to Roots and Roofs podcast today. If you loved today's episode, please let me know. I love hearing from you on Instagram and Facebook, so feel free to send me a DM or tag me in your stories so I can share it too. If you're looking for more information about today's topic, please visit my website, mahoganyacres.com, and all of the information that is listed in the show notes below. Until next time.